Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review The Dead Don't Hurt. And this is a new Western from writer, director, and star Viggo Mortensen, as he plays this Danish cowboy, Holger Olsen, who meets this French-Canadian woman, Vivienne Lecote, played by Vicky Krieps, and they develop this beautiful connection, and, she winds up going out into the Nevada mountains with him, starting a new life in this corrupt town. This film certainly works on a lot of different ways. I'm going to start with what kind of doesn't work. This is a 2-hour, 9-minute film. It feels it. This film really takes its time at certain points throughout the story, and I'm sure this will drag a lot for a lot of people. It was dragging for me for a bit. And even how the story is told is not exactly the most engaging either. It's a little messy in terms of how it's portraying its story. But the story is very interesting and very character-driven. You have this idea of these two very different people, because Holgar is very, of the earth. Very much he's a very simple man, simple pleasures, and there's a bit of conflict and tension and friction between Mortensen's character and Krieps' character throughout this film as they're developing this relationship, but that really works. And you really buy into it and their developing relationship. Then Holgar makes this big decision to go fight in the war and leaves Krieps by herself out in the middle of nowhere. And there's some harsh things that she has to contend with. This corrupt area run by corrupt mayor played by Danny Houston, big corrupt tycoon played by Garrett Dillahunt, and piece of shit guy Weston Jeffries played by Solly McLeod. And McLeod goes to dark places and does horrible things to Krieps in this section of the film that's just harrowing to see and experience, and as you can imagine for Vivienne, incredibly horrible. And this film takes some dark and tragic turns along the way in terms of what happens to these characters who, between Vivienne, Holgar, and their son, we really connect with. And this film does wind up focusing a lot on character, and it's not that big kind of Western that you might expect. There are moments like that. There's an opening moment where it's this very intense shootout. Whenever there are guns involved and shooting and action like that, Mortensen does a fantastic job of capturing that energy of an old school Western, and there's one particular confrontation towards the end of the film that just feels so satisfying. But this film is absolutely gorgeous as well, from cinematographer Marcel Ziskin, who really captures absolute beauty of this land all the way up to its final shot. And what's interesting is Viggo Mortensen also composed this film, and the music fits perfectly into this. This is much more of a Western, up in the mountains, up in Nevada kind of, that more Western than that kind of deserty kind of experience. And it's very interesting, the music just fits so well with everything that goes on here. This, as a Western, really works in a lot of different ways. It has rich character work, it has strong performances, even from the likes of McLeod and Houston and Dillahunt with these supporting turns. But Krieps really anchors this film. Mortensen is fantastic as well. It just, a little shaky story-wise, certainly shaky pace-wise, but it's still worth a watch, and it does a lot of great things, especially if you're a big Western fan. This is a must-see modern Western, because how many Westerns do we really get anymore? I'm a big Western fan, so I was super excited about this, and in general, I think it hits. But those are my thoughts on The Dead Don't Hurt. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.